Welcome to Basic Java Tutorial, Day 1. The essence of programming. Programming is a way to give instructions to a computer which then executes said instructions. Computers are pretty stupid, so the instructions must be in a language that they can understand, which is the general essence of programming. To make sure one's code is understandable, a computer will get mad at you if you make a mistake and ask it to do something it doesn't understand. Reading and understanding these error messages is key, but we will go over it later. Basic Java tutorial. Variables. In Java, variables must be initialized. Initialization is usually at the top of the program where all variable names and types are defined, but given empty/null values. There are six variable types in Java: strings, ints, doubles, floats, booleans, and chars. These are the only ones that are important in FTC. All the other types that take up different space in the computer are kind of useless. Chars are also absolutely useless, so I'm not going to go over them, but the rest are very useful. Variables. Integers. In Java, a variable can be of type int. An example is shown. Here we write the word int. This defines the variable that we write as integer as type int, so Java knows it's an integer. Then we set it equal to 5 when we initialize it. Rather than setting equal to 5, we can just write a semicolon at the end of integer without even putting the equal sign, and they'll just initialize it with a null value. Variables. Strings. Strings are another type of variable used to store text. A string will be initialized by writing string in front of it. It's like an integer, except you use quotation marks to add data to it, and the quotation marks contain a text. And string, you have to use capital S because it's non-primitive. Variables. Doubles. Doubles are another type of variable used to store decimal numbers. An example is double test string is equal to 1.76 semicolon. It's basically the same thing as an integer, except it has decimal points at the end. Variables. Usefulness. Variables are used to store values. Rather than rewriting a template's decimal value, you can set it to a variable and reuse it easier. Also, you can do more calculations with variables, as when doing math, the only way to read the result is to set it as a variable. For instance, let's just say I want to print 5 times 5. I can either tell Metri to add data with the value 5 times 5, or I could do x is equal to 5 times 5, tell Metri to add data x. And let's just say I want to do that 10 times. It will be easier to write x every single time rather than writing 5 times 5. Day 2, Day 3. In Day 2, we will talk about methods and functions, and on Day 3, we will talk about initializing and setting motor powers.